hour and a half away from Rosarito. And so if you ever wanted to go to Rosarito, this video is for you to figure out how to get there, to cross the border, to enjoy the beach life, and live your best life. So Rosarito is a little town that's about 20-30 minutes away from the border in San Diego. And a lot of people are always asking, is it safe? How do I get there? I mean, you've seen the recent news maybe or not, but it's definitely one of those things where you have to use your own judgment and make what sounds like a good decision for you. So that being said, here's how you get there. You basically drive onto the I-15 and you get yourself all the way to the I-15 until you hit the 805. And then once we get there, you cross into Mexico. So how long does that take, you ask? It really depends on when you go there. So it just really is up for guesstimates. If you come early in the morning, it's faster. Right now it's like 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. in the afternoon. That takes a lot longer, but I will show you some tips and tricks in between, so stay tuned. So we're almost at the border. There you go. And there's different lanes for different things. There's a lane for declaring things, there's a lane for not declaring anything, and then there is a Sentry lane, which is like if you have a pass, but that's really something that most people don't have. I don't have that either. So but yeah, here you have it. That's the border. So that took about 2 hours. Hi guys, welcome to Rosarito. So this is the downtown area of Rosarito, and there's a lot going on here. So you can come here during the day or at night, and they have a lot of restaurants, bars, music, live events, and everybody is trying to get you into the bar. So if you come down here during the nighttime, they will try to give you a wristband, and when you get a wristband, you basically are paying already for a club. So they just try to get everybody all the time. So let me show you guys a little bit, and you can take a look. So check it out. So basically, every time you come down here, there's two main areas. So there's the Club Tequilas, where you can go, and that's up here. And Club Tequilas is like a larger area. It's more like a Mexican-themed place, and so we're gonna take a look at that. No, está bien, gracias. All right, so that's part one. And then part two is there's a lot of other places you can go as well. So behind me, there's some adult entertainment, but not necessarily where you want to go, or I don't want to go, but you can. That's the only strip club really in Rosarito. Not for me, but you know, you have options if you're interested in this kind of shit. And there's the other big part here for more the gringos and the white guys. That's in it's Papas and Beer. And Papas and Beer is the place in Rosarito where you can go party, have a good time. They have good drinks. There's two options. You can usually get a wristband at Papas and Beer, where you get a all you can drink for like $25. It's not really like good liquor. So if you're like older and you want like premium stuff, don't pay for that. Then go with the other option, where you can get from Papas and Beer basically a wristband where you get in, and then you just pay as you go. And usually that liquor is better and the drinks are better. On the weekends it gets pretty busy. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's not as busy as we would think, but you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna take a look and check it out. Right, and so then at the end of Papas and Beer, you can actually go down to the beach, and you can get a chair and stuff, and you can get all kinds of drinks, beer, margaritas, enchiladas, micheladas, whatever you want. And so it's out at the end of this road where we're at right now, where you can rent all that stuff. It also leads to the Papas and Beer night beach club. So during the day, there's a beach club that is open pretty much all day, and then it opens up to the public later, the inside, which is the nightclub. And so there's lots to see. But yeah, the beach is pretty cool. Like, you can just rent tables from different vendors. It's like $20 or $10, $10, $15, I think, for a table. And yeah, so that's that. Like I said, behind me is the Papas and Beer Beach Club, and so you can come here, hang out, have a good time, and also enjoy a beautiful sunset later in the night. But yeah, it's pretty big. It's a big place, and you know, it's a nice like, for me, like, I would go there maybe once for an afternoon, have a couple of drinks. You know, if we're in a big group, there's a pool. They have table service, bottle service, the whole 9 yards. It's obviously not like Vegas or Cancun or Cabo, but it's a nice alternative if you are living in the SoCal area and you want to spend a weekend with your friends, have a good time. This is a good place to go. It's an hour-and-a-half drive from San Diego, and then depending on the border, you know, how you get through, like we talked about earlier, it can take time, but when you're down here, it's really nice because it's a good place to eat, have a good time with your friends, and just enjoy. De Baja California, a Chequay. Chequay is a winery here in the Baja and in the Milena region. South of Rosarito and west of Ensenada, there is a route or a street called Route de Vino, which is like a wine street, and there's a lot of wineries here in the region. And so one of them is the Chequay winery. We're here right now. And they specialize in bringing an old culture back through wine. And there's only 3 people in the world that speak this language that is a local regional language that is dying out. And so they're bringing it back with their wines, which is a really cool concept. And yeah, the winery is just beautiful. They have really great wines. You can get tastings, you can get food here. And let me just show you around a little bit. Good morning. We are on our way back now to the United States. And so how do you do that? Well, you follow the toll road back on the Highway 1 towards the border crossing. And when you do that, as this was filmed in end of May, the road you usually take is close to construction, and so you just follow the main road that Google Map points out to you.
and it takes you pretty much on this giant one-way road towards the US again. And so you just have to follow the avalanche of cars trying to get over the border. Now here's the trick. There's two things here that are really important to remember. One is the later you go during the day, the more you're gonna wait at the border crossing. What I mean by that is, like, I'm leaving right now at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, and it doesn't take as long as it usually would later during the day. And that's like my number one tip, is probably go early in the morning if you can. So I mean, I went to bed at midnight. I got up at 5:30. I'd rather sleep at home a couple more hours than wait in line for 3 hours and deal with all kinds of vendors and all kinds of stuff. So this is like a good way around. And then the other tip I have, which I think is also good to know, there's an app called CBP Border Wait Times, and that app will tell you the most up-to-date wait times on the border crossing into the United States. And so I just like took that app. You can see right here the times when you can cross, and yeah, so that's the app. So then once you get closer to the border, there's different types of lanes again, like I was saying when we crossed into the US. Somewhere here there's a Sentry lane, and that is a separate lane for pre-check holders, global entry holders. That is not the same as the regular lane. And if you take that lane on accident because you're being stupid / you don't pay attention like me sometimes, what happens there is if you fuck that up, you get 1 free pass per year. Sorry, not per year. You get 3 free passes in total, and then you have to pay like a $3,000 fine. So do not recommend 1 out of 1 star. Closer to the border again, and it's morning, as I said, and so like there's vendors out. What they'll do is they'll block the street a little bit to kind of condense traffic in order for them to sell their goods and wares, I feel like. I don't know if that's actually true, but that's my theory, because I feel like every time I cross, it makes it harder. Like, why is this, like, why are those there? Like, I have no idea. And now the guy's moving it. See? So they're doing something. Closer to the border, and they funnel the traffic through gates, and there's usually a border agent right in front there who will make sure that you have your proper ID card. That's your first checkpoint, and then there's a second checkpoint where they make sure that you are who you say you are, and they look at your information a little bit more in detail and then ask you what you've been doing here. So agents, what happens next is you basically stand in line, and then you have to show your passport or ID card. So if you have an ID card for the US, you can also get an ID card if you're a US citizen to cross the border with for Mexico and Canada only, or you use your passport. And what you do is you have to show your passport to a camera that will then scan your ID, and it's just a check, if you will, before you get to the agent. I think it's just a way to try to make it faster so that they have your information already up by the time you roll up to their window. And that's what we're going to do next. Thank you. You too. Oh, there's a big red button that says runner, so if you're a runner. And that's how you cross the borders, ladies and gentlemen. Back to America we are in. So, and then you just keep on driving. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And don't forget to like and subscribe. That actually helps me out a lot. Most of you are not subscribed to my channel. Over 70% of people who watch this are not subscribed. So if you want to see more videos around California,
and travel and adventures, I'm definitely your guy, and I will show you around more in California in the upcoming videos.